Hi Virgo, here is a general look at your solar chart for December 2014, and as the month begins you will be more aware of your inner self. It's an introspective position that the sun is holding at the beginning of December, as it is every December, and so you could be pondering more, you could be reflecting on things, and actually it is an appropriate time of the year, is it not, to be looking back over the dance of life over the previous months. There's quite an emphasis on this area because there's also Mercury, your ruling planet, there, which is very significant for you, and also Venus. So there is a real strong highlighting of this, the root of your chart this year. And it's not just about you being more aware of your inner world. It is also to do with location, it's to do with point on the map, it's to do with neighborhood, and over and above that, I guess, it's to do with family connections, whether that's your tribe, your extended family, or whether that's your blood family, which of course is not surprising for the time of the year. And there could be discussions and correspondence and all sorts of connecting and socializing with any of these, you know, neighbors, family, friends that you consider to be part of your tribe, part of your kin. You also being more aware of tradition, the past maybe this time of the year, the festive season, and what life was like then. So a little bit of nostalgic creeping in there as well. But for some of you, this could literally be about a space, a base of operations, you know, property matters. So it can be working like that as well. Venus beams a very friendly, warm light into this area until the 11th. And this means that you probably feel the intimacy of gatherings, you know, gathering together with others or feeling closer with others. And it's a good time for you to appreciate your surroundings and what you have in the way of neighbors, in the way of family, in the way of tribe, just in your social group, but also, you know, what you've got around you in the way of nature or the way of beautiful things. And maybe you want to embellish your space in some way. And more visiting going on usually with Venus in this position here, and Mercury's there as well. So a very sociable time. And then Venus is the first one to pull out of here, and she moves on into what I call the house of fun. So you'll probably be from the 11th partying from morning till night. Well, okay, no. All right, well, the opportunity will be there for you to party from morning till night. You know, you can just get on those dancing shoes, because that Venus energy there is going to make entertainments more accessible, romantic connections more likely, connections with children, young people, pets more likely, and just, you know, having the types of activities available which you find very empowering. Venus is quite quickly followed by Mercury, which this adds his weight to that area there as well, your ruling planet. So that puts even more on that area of partying and social get-togethers and whatnot. And you just have more laughs and fun along the way, and also can be a bit more mischievous about things. However, it's a good time to beat the drum on something, because this is very good area to creatively put out a message on something, or indeed you to feel creatively inspired at this time as well. Maybe it's a good time for launching something. Maybe it's a good time for get-togethers which have another sort of purpose to them. The Sun follows Mercury. The Sun is the last one to leave the previous area, taking the emphasis off the root of your chart and putting it more into just sheer self-indulgence, really. And then we got all three gone into the next area there. Just be aware of between the 19th to the 26th, when Venus and Mercury and the Moon all go over a point, the degree of Uranus, the planet of surprises and sudden breakthroughs as well, although I would put that more at the feet of Pluto, really. But sudden change, something that you weren't expecting, maybe somebody, you know, turning up out of the blue, something like that. And Pluto's in a very good angle to your sun sign, as I've often said before. So this isn't necessarily going to be a bad thing at all. It has got a strong connection with children, but also enterprising activities, speculative activities for you, and feeling really quite possessive and or obsessive about, you know, creating something for others that they will recognize, and that helps you to feel empowered, or doing something maybe not for others, just for yourself, and that helps you feel empowered. Now, as the month kicks off, Mars is already in this area, which is to do with romance for some of you, triggering this area already before Venus arrives there on the 11th and Mercury on the 17th and the Sun on the 22nd. So you might be feeling a little bit like taking a risk, taking a chance on love, but don't risk what you can't afford to lose. And there could be occasions when you just feel the center of attention. You become the center of attention, which is something I should have mentioned before. With the Sun and Mercury and Venus in this area, and Mars was already there but is left by the time the other three get there, you can just become the center of attention. Maybe it's the pivot for something. Maybe you are, you know, the fulcrum. Or maybe there is something going on which just means that you have to step up to the plate, whether you want to or not. Your sign is known for being, you know, a little bit introverted. However, you're a very, very busy sign, and you're always ready to lend a helping hand to others. So you could be busier, you know, standing under the spotlight, showing yourself to others, because it just is what needs to be done in a practical sense. And also it is connected to children, so maybe working hard because of them. Well, we all know what that's like. But then from the 5th, Mercury actually moves into your sort of area, which is you then freely being able to give your service to others, freely being, you know, feeling, okay, I now have total permission to just be a help and be of assistance and to be useful. So it's very much Mars for most of the month is in the useful house, and actually even though there's a lot of emphasis on the house of fun, I don't think that you would feel quite right unless you were actually doing something which was a practical use at the same time. You know, creating something, making something, you know, being busy with those hands of yours, or with that mind of yours, you know, at the same time. So this is all about the mechanical details of daily life, and it's the to-do list. It's seeing to, it's getting organized, it's getting things, you know, just organized and sort of neatly packaged. There's a clue in that last sentence, and you know, just as you want it to be, and getting all the ingredients together, getting all the ducks in a row, all ready. And you just do actually thrive when you do feel that you're being competent, you're being efficient, you're being methodical, you're using the skills, you're learning the skills as well. This is very much an area for learning new skills. So yes, be aware between the 19th and the 26th, where there could be just a little bit of surprising energy, but energy which is touching you more deeply. And Saturn is the big news really for all of the signs at the moment, because Saturn has been challenging you to work more consistently and routinely in your area of self-expression, in the area of education, in the area of communications, and you really just getting on with some kind of work there, which maybe is you verbalizing or showing through another medium of expression what you know, what you've learnt, and the lessons of life or whatever, and working at it quite diligently, quite seriously at any time, you know, for quite a long time between October 2012 and now. Saturn is actually leaving there for 6 months from Christmas Eve, in fact, and will come back in again in June. And so for this 6 months, Saturn is having you working on tying up loose ends from the past. It's to do with the baggage from the past. It's to do with sorting things out in your inner life. Now, if you've already been working on that, then it could be doing inner work, imaginative work. It could be you maybe moving on from where you live. It could be you changing and improving things to do with where you live, or maybe it's your family, whether they live with you or not. There could be challenge and demand there coming through the family. So this will unfold slowly over this next 6 months, and then it backtracks, Saturn backtracks into where she's been for a while. This is, you know, the area of communications, and then she will come back out again towards the end of the year into this area and will stay there for 2 years. For the previous aspect, or rather transit of Saturn, you Virgos born in the last 10 days, or with from 26 degrees rising, are going to feel the energy the most. That's when Saturn's in the communications area. And you Virgos born in the first couple of days, or with 0 to 1 degrees rising, will feel the energy the most. And that's when Saturn is in the new area, challenging you to take responsibility for dust swept under the rug from the past. But also, you know, your physical foundations, your emotional foundations, and the foundations within the family or extended family and tribe. There's that one as well. And this, yeah, that's that. You guys anyway will be feeling more on that later. You guys will be feeling that the most, but the whole sign will be feeling it. And this new position of Saturn is more dynamic. It's more challenging than the previous long transit of Saturn. So for this next six months, there will be more for you to do, that you will be responding to the Saturn vibe a little bit more strongly. And I really shouldn't say that, because your natal chart could change what I've just said anyway. But just on the level of the sun anyway, that's more likely. And then, of course, Jupiter, and Jupiter is in a background area. Again, a similar theme to the one that Saturn is going to take up, clearing stuff from the past, clutter, baggage, old habits, old, maybe negative affirmations. You know, it's a bit strange to hear an affirmation that's negative, but we all do it all the time, and we hardly notice we're doing it. So really checking yourself on all kinds of things with Jupiter in this area here. and you going in for more, completing, bringing to the end a huge cycle with Jupiter in this background area in the sign before yours, and Jupiter comes out of there in August, so you've got between now and August to finish that off. And emotional patterns, beliefs, if anything's counterproductive, if anything has been holding you down or back or making you unwell in any way at all, then this is the time to see to it and to go in for nurturing pursuits like meditation, yoga, and the like, imaginative pursuits, artistic pursuits, spiritual pursuits, healing pursuits. And you Virgos born in the last 10 days, or round about the middle of September, actually, 20 to 23 degrees rising, are going to feel that energy the most. And then in conclusion, Neptune, I always just remind you about Neptune, is that you must try to avoid setting aside your own style or your preferred plan to serve another. Really, you should be serving others a little bit more and feeling like you want to be of service and of use to them more. However, at the same time, first and foremost, know how to love yourself and how to be of service to yourself, and get to know yourself, and maybe find out a little bit more, dig a little bit more deeply on who you are, because the primary relationship we have in this world, really, I suppose, is with ourselves. And when I say ourselves, I can mean various things, because first of all, we have to learn how to maneuver and navigate in a body. But I suppose it's the essence I'm talking about. And then once you get that about your magnificence and your power and your light, then you can be very, very helpful to others. And that's it for December. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, listen to those. Also, may I wish you a very, very happy, joyful, jolly, loving time, warm time during the festive season. And I will see you again soon with all of the stars for 2015. So take care. I'll see you again soon.